Hey guys, I'm Asif Ali and today I will explain all the emitter location module in Unreal Engine Niagara. So let's start this.
CGHOW. CGHOW.
First of all, subscribe my YouTube channel and also click on bell icon so you will receive all new video notification.
So I will create a basic Niagara system and let's take this fountain. Rename this locations. In previous video I covered all the spawn modules here, all the spawn modules these are, and today I will cover all the location like it has this sphere location. So I'll just remove these things so you can see properly. So you can see this tiny sphere. If I increase this, you can now see the sphere. The particles are spawning on a location that is a sphere form. So if I click here and go to my locations, where is location? We have lots of location, box, cone, cylinder, grid, lots of locations. So we will cover one by one, and first we will cover box. So I will use this box and delete this sphere. Now you can see by default I have this box shape, and if I increase the spawn rate, now you can see properly this is a box shape. I'll just turn off these. I have this box shape, and in this location first is I have the size of box. So if I pause this, I have X size, I have Y size, and I have Z size. This is very simple. So you can also make this grid like this. If you scale the Z on 0, so it will be like this, or you can make this 100 or make the Y 0, so it will be like this. So it's upon you. You can make it cube, you can make it rectangle, you can make it whatever you can do with this cube. So you can scale it. Then second is offset. So this is the position. So if I can move this, oops, I can move this on X, negative X, Y, positive and negative, and then Z. My mouse is not working properly. So Z. And you can also animate these. Of course, you can animate size, offset. Like if I want to animate this offset, I can, like if I break this, I have now XYZ but separately, and if I add age here and if I play, it's moving actually but very slow because it's just moving per units like 0.1, 0.2. So if I multiply this age, copy, multiply this age with like 100, so now you can see it moving. So it's now moving. Okay, similarly you can copy this, reset this and paste on Z, and it will move to Z. And you can also rotate like a circle, so I have cleared that in my tutorial. So if I take the sine here on X and cos on Y, and let's take 100 and 100, now you can see I have a circle and I can increase the radius. Cool. So this is the common thing you can do with every vector in this Niagara system or any location. Every location has this node, this parameter offset common, so you can just do the same thing with anything, any location. Okay, after this I have the box origin that is connected to position. Then if I open the whole parameters, now I have this coordinate space which is also common in all locations. So keep in mind, if I am telling you what is offset, it is same in every location, so I will not explain it again. And this coordinate is also same, so I am explaining this here in box location, and this will be the same in sphere and cone and everything. Okay, so what is local? So by default it's local. And if I make it world and put this here in viewport, and remember my emitter is local, so if I move this here, I have this cube, and if I am scaling this, it's resetting to the same, and you can see the scale here is like 10 and it's not scaling, even it's local. And here in box, if you make this local here, now you can scale this, now you can scale this. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, then after this I have this randomness, because these particles are spawning randomly on my cube. So if I remove this spawn rate and if I take the spawn burst and let's say 4 particles, and if I reset, you can see every time these 4 particles spawning on random place of my box. If you want the same position every time, you can use here this deterministic. If I turn this on, it's random actually. If I use non-deterministic, now you have to turn on this. It should work. Let me check. Yeah, deterministic, I was right. So now this is a seed. What is seed? So like by default these 4 particles have this position, and every time if I am playing again and again the position is same. You want different position, so you can make this seed any value, and now it will spawn every time this position, and you can change this, so every time this will take the same position. So this is also common in all locations. You can use deterministic or non. Then after this I have this rotate box on axis. How it works? If I increase the spawn rate, now you have this cube. If I scale this on this axis, now you have this. So here this rotation will work like this. You can rotate this on one axis. If I make this 0 and make this 1, you can see this is rotating on another axis, and you can also animate these values. You can animate each and every value in Niagara particle system. So after the rotation, I have this surface only band thick. What is this? If I make it 100 again, now my cube is solid, particle is also under the cube. If you want only on edge, you can turn on this, and now you can see it's only on edge. Let me clear this. Let me make the size uniform and spawn rate little higher, and then opacity little down. So now I think you can see this is only on edge, and if I turn off this, now this is my solid. And after when you turn this on, this is also common in some location, you have the thickness amount and the mode is inside. If you increase this, it will go inside, and now I have some thickness. If you make this center, it will increase on both sides. You can see this. If I make this outside, it will only increase on the outside, so you can make this 0. And the last is spawn group that I have already shown you in my previous spawn modules video. You can watch that. Okay, if you don't know which one I'm talking about, just go to my YouTube channel CGHOW. My net is very slow. Let it open. I'll show you which video I'm talking about. So all the box location emitter is clear now. Now this is the video I'm talking about. Explained all spawn modules in UE4 Niagara. So all the 4-5 modules of spawn I have cleared, and which included that option spawn group mask. This is related with spawn rate, spawn modules. Okay. So now after box location, what we have, where is the location? We have cone. So by default I have this cone, and this is the angle, it's 40. If you increase it like 360, it will be a sphere. So this is now a sphere. If I decrease this, you can see it's a cone. And second is length. How this is actually radius. If you make this 360, Now it will work like a radius. Okay, so I'm not making it sphere. So now this is the length. Then this is cone axis. If you want this way, you can make this or -1. Okay, then this is point distribution and offset. Point distribution will cut your point and it will make a like a sphere only edge. So if you make this 360, it's a solid sphere, and if you increase this, you can see now it's a sphere only on an edge. Or if I make it down, now if I make it 40, now you can see this is cutting and making this just a edge. Then this is offset, this is common module, you can animate, this is the position of your location. Then here you have this coordinate system which I have explained. Then randomness, same thing. Then here you have enable wedge and end caps. Enable wedge, if you turn this on, you have angle, vertical angle and horizontal angle. Now you can stretch this vertical or horizontal. Okay, both sides. So it's like this cone angle is divided into separate axes. Then this end cap, what is end cap? If I make this cone again, see this cone is round from here. So if you turn this on, it's now flat from the bottom. Okay, now it's a round and now it's flat. There's a difference. Okay, so cone location done. Now slender location. This is my slender location. This is the height common, not common, actually basic, and this is radius of slender. Then this is axis. Now this is z axis aligned. You can align it on x or y or z. Then you can use hemi on x. You can see this is now half slender, or on y. Okay. Then offset, same thing. You can move this around. When open hole parameters, you have something cool here. So here first, this is the same surface width. Now this is only for edge. If you make this 0, you can now see only for edge. If you turn this off, this is solid slender. Now here the scale, you can scale this slender like this, but this z is work like a height. But if you scale it on x and y, you can stretch this on x and y. See, now you can also use the lathe profile. What is lathe profile? This is a cylinder that has same radius from the bottom and the top. If you want to change the radius according to the curve, you can turn this on, and now you can see. If you want to make a sand clock, sand watch, what you say, sand clock or watch, you can make like this. Okay, so basically you can just edit these curves and tell you want to do. You can add as much points as you want and edit it according to you. This is the curve according to the height of relative to the height of the cylinder, and this will work according to that. Then randomness, same, and spawn mask I have explained already. After this, grid location. So for grid location, when you use this, it will show you a fix, and when you turn this fix, it will give you another module that is spawn particle in grid. I missed this module in my spawn modules tutorial, but I'll cover this here. So by default, when you use this grid, you have a spawn particle in grid, and you can see particles are now spawning in a grid, and you can see x, y and z, and this is time of spawn. So you can increase or decrease this. If you make the 1 0, it will be like a flat grid, and this is spawn time. Then here in spawn grid location, you have same coordinate system here to scale it in your viewport. Then this is the offset of grid, and this is the resolution type thing. So right now it's padding per cells, means the gap between them. So it's now 10. You can increase or decrease the gap in any axis, and you can also use the bounding box, so it will fit in a box. So now your box size is 10, you can make it 100, so your particle will fit in within 100. So it will work same, just different things. So you can do the same thing with this also. Okay, and here you have the x, y, z count that is connected with some modules, some parameter that you can use when you create some modules and you want to access the information of grid. You can use these parameters. And next, with the location every time I lost. After grid we have jitter. So if you take jitter, by default you will have a sphere because it's jittering in every direction. So you can increase or decrease this. If you play, nothing will happen, but if you move this to particle update, you will have some jitter, particle jitter. And this is basically, I don't know why this is here, but I used in somewhere for lightning and this was working perfect. You can use a ribbon or a beam and use this jitter position. Your beam will be flicker like a lightning. You can do that. So it has this amount and delay, that's it. Then particle location is not part of this. This is my custom, and weapon trail is also my custom. So now next is rotate around the point. So if I move this to the update, and this is the rate, if I make this 1, nothing will happen because it needs some radius. If I make it 100 and play, you can see particle rotating around a radius that is 100. If I make this 10 and make it 100, and this is rate, so you can increase this to make the speed. Then this is the center, this is now 0, and you can offset this, so now it's offsetted. So this is the radius and this is the center of this radius. Then these are the axis. This is now rotating on the z, and you can make this on x. So this is the, not x, still z, now x. So you can change these and make your, and this is connected with delta time, that's how it's rotating. You can also use age or normalize this, anything. Then skeleton mesh location, when you turn this on, you need to have a skeleton. If you have a skeleton, just use that skeleton and your particle will spawn on your skeleton mesh. You can increase, and in this option you have first to pick your skeleton, then where you want to spawn your particle, mesh sampling type. Now right now it's spawning on the bonds. I want to spawn on surface triangle. Now you can see my character, and then this is the sampling mode, randomness, direct, or if you use direct all triangles, it will spawn on a triangle ID. You have this ID, and you can add this, connect this to, I think, particle ID. It will work the same. And I'm not going too deep, but I'm just showing you the basic of these. Then here the offset of the position, and what is more here, this is the same uh, simulation mod. These are the basic settings. Actually you can also use sample the position on the world or local, and you can spawn on a socket or uh, some bonds and socket both, or vertex. If you choose the vertex, now you can see it's spawning on the vertex of the model. These are the basic settings that you can use. And after skeleton, I have sphere location, very common. So it's a sphere, and I have radius. After radius, the offset, you can move this around, and then you can scale this on any axis. Then sphere orientation. So this is orientation, but it's a sphere, so it will not visible if you scale this on one axis. Now this is flat on ground, but now you can change the axis, I think. Yeah, you can change the axis. Then this is the coordinate, same thing. And here's the fun part: distribution. Right now it's random, so particles are spawning randomly on my sphere. And if you use the direct, so you have now U and V, and you can see it's spawning on U and V. And if you want to scatter it, you can connect with execution. So this is connected on U, and now you can animate Y, V, and you can also copy paste normalized execution here. So it will like this spiral. Cool. And then you have the surface band again. It will spawn on the edge only. And in this distribution we have also uniform, which is new, and this works. Okay, let me decrease the particle, and this work like this fabricy, what you call fabricy sphere, and you can animate this also. It has different patterns. Cool. Cool. So that's it. And then after sphere we have static and system and torus, three more. So static location, for static you need one more module, and in this you have to put a mesh fix. So now you can see particles spawning on a box, and you can use any shape if you want to take character. You can use the character also. And here just the settings, these are the settings, and here in static mesh location you can offset on the normals of the character of your mesh, and these are the parameter connected with normal and position that you can use your module creation to do something with this. I'll delete this. After this we have system location, very basic, just has offset. Particles are spawning on a point, but you can move this point. And then we have coordinate system, and then spawn mask that I have covered in spawn module tutorial. And the last one, my favorite, torus. So by default give you a torus, and you can increase the radius and the second radius to make it a line. And then we have torus axis. Right now it's facing the grounds on Z, and you can make this on X. Then this is normalized around torus, so it's to rotate, but it's not rotating. But now you can see actually this is, let me, it's actually to rotate this, but let me check. Something is happening here, but not visible. That's not working. It should work, actually. You can try. Okay, so these are the settings. Then we have the random, same like a sphere, and you can use it as direct. Now particles are spawning on a point here. This is your U and V. We will work on the second radius. If you don't have second radius, this will not work. So now it will just work, and you can connect it to the execution to make it a ring. Okay, and if you have this, now you can use the second to rotate around the radius of your torus. Then in the torus we have some more shapes, that is not, and you can increase or decrease the radius also, and the loops and the rings, how many rings you want, and these things are same. Then we have a ring, that is a flat planar ring, and we have radius, and same thing here. Okay, these were the all location. I covered the basics, so you can use at least and use the basic parameter of these, and you can use different type of things with these. You can connect these with age or time or any other modules, and you can experiment with these. And I will make some tutorials to use these same settings and create something looks nice, some good tutorials with these modules. And maybe next tutorial I will cover some more modules from these lots of modules. So I hope you like this. If you have any queries, just comment below the video. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.